Welcome back, my friends, to Vintage Machine Made Marbles. I'm your host, Stephen Barr, and in this video, we pick up right where we left off with Ron Shepard identifying Alley Agate marbles and look at some nicknames. We've got special cameos from John Snyder and Nola Morgan, and we're starting right now.
These are called the Alley Tater Bugs, and Sammy Hogue had a marble that he thought looked like a potato bug. And it's not exactly these. Kind of got confused on what I got named Tater Bug, but I know he called one a Tater Bug. So the Sistersville show, and I asked a couple of his friends if this were the alleys that he called the Tater Bugs as his. So now this is what is known today as the Tater Bugs. And you have 4 different variations of them. The base is pretty close. You have a brown striping on the swirl, and you get them with a gray steel blue swirl, and you get them with a purple swirl and more of an orange swirl.
And it always has that creamy yellow base.
Right, usually a 2-tone base. And then we had the Blue Lady family, if you remember. It had the pink or lavender color. So if you go back to the same base color, you've got it right there, only you have the lavender or the pink. So this is called the Lady Tater, which is sought after.
Right,
so you have the Tater Bugs, and this is called the Lady Tater.
Awesome.
Let me roll some over. The Tater Bugs are known for, a lot of them you see what is called a fingernail clip.
Oh, right.
And this little white, if you can see it in this one here, most of them have it. Somehow this little piece of white, and it always goes, almost always, 90% of the time, crossways across the swirl. And it happens in all the color varieties. Right here you can see it in this one.
That's a good example.
And it's like my fingernail. It looks like a little fingernail, but you see it's crossways of the swirl.
How about that?
And that is on Tater Bugs. I've never seen that with any other company, and no other alley marbles. And most of the Tater Bugs were discarded, and that is probably why.
Oh, wow.
And they come in sizes from 9/16 to, haven't seen 7/8. This is about as big as you get, but you can get up to 3/4, a little bit bigger than Tater Bugs, size-wise.
And West Virginians seem to have that same yellowy color, right? Let's look at some West Virginian examples.
The swirl on them is a little bit close to the base on the Tater Bugs.
Yeah.
The swirling on them.
Right.
The key to the Tater Bugs is the base.
Right. Here's a nice sample size spread of Alley West Virginians alongside other blue-based Alley Agates from the Nola Morgan collection. And if you look closely, you can see some West Virginians that have the Blue Lady lavender color on the same marble. Alley had 2 variations of blue base in their West Virginians. The most common type is made from the baby blue vitrolite cullet, and there's a more scarce variation that used some powder blue vitrolite cullet. And these are the same raw materials that Heaton agate used to make some of their blue-based marbles. Is that a strawberry shortcake right there?
Yes.
All right, let's just show that.
We'll get the yellow again. So we're naming them.
Strawberry shortcake white, and let's compare it to this Ravenswood here. So the Ravenswood has a white backsplash.
Right. The strawberry shortcake needs, it's a nice red, white opaque, nice red, and it has the tan, not orange, but it goes to tan brown, and it usually fades a lot from the red.
Red and tan swirls on a white base.
Right.
And here goes a couple more proper shortcake examples. Alley made a wide array of other white-based swirls with different color combinations of red, orange, yellow, custard, and brown. These are all great-looking and collectible marbles, but don't qualify as shortcakes. Ravenswood also produced a collectible marble very similar to the shortcakes shown here, but there's usually subtle differences in the swirl pattern that you may pick up on. What's the nickname on these? These are pretty.
These are called Betsy Ross. We have so many companies with Liberties and everything else, so we come up with a different name. These are the Betsy Ross.
I love it.
And they were made at Pennsboro location only. And this is some of the color. And they're really close to Christensen agate, red, white, and blue. Some of the Christensen agates will have a little bit of brown with them. The alleys do not. The blue's transparent, the red's transparent on the white base. And a little bit different swirl pattern where you see on ones from
Yeah.
Cambridge, from Christus and Agate.
Well, without fully going down the red, white, and blue rabbit hole, here's a running gallery of that color combination from a few different companies just to show how the Betsy Ross sizes up. We have some spruces. There's a couple of variations of Shimmering Spruce. So this one, this green one.
Shimmering Spruce was all made at the St. Mary's location, and there's a white base with a green aventurine. And Felicia Delp in Pennsylvania named these a long time ago. People were trying to come up with a name, and we thought Shimmering Spruce fit, and you can find them in the pee-wee size all the way up to 1-inch size. They vary a lot in size. And
Yeah.
They're other than large ones. The large ones are hard to find.
Yeah, yeah.
5/8 size, pretty plentiful. And the green will vary a little bit, how dark it is or how light it is, depending on how heavy the aventurine is. That's a Shimmering Spruce. And then we discovered that there was white base marbles with a dark blue, but all of a sudden you get looking at them close and you can find them. I let a lot of swirls go, alleys, that are blue aventurine. So these kind of got, just over the years, picked up the name. Is it the blue spruce, blue shimmering spruce, and they are the blue ones, and it's the blue is all blue aventurine.
Awesome.
And they vary a little bit. Most of them is dark blue. Some of them have a two-tone blue green with it, but those are the shimmering blue spruce.
Another blue marble that is a lot more common. I mean, these are common marbles. These are called Alley Ghosts, and they have a transparency to the base. There's a lot of variations. Here's one has a green swirl to it. So it's maybe not a ghost, but it's similar.
Yeah, the original name of it was the Alley St. Mary's Ghost.
Alley St. Mary's
And it is a transparent blue base with a lot of clear and the red, and it can go to orange, orangey red, different shades, but it's always the original St. Mary's Alley Ghost was blue with the clear. And right next to it, you can see the opaque ones.
Right.
It's the only difference is the ghost has to have the clear, transparent,
Right.
from opaque.
These are also common marbles.
They were all made at St. Mary's site.
There we go.
The bacon marbles, alley bacons, were all made at St. Mary's, and the majority of them are green base or blue base. But the key is not so much the base. The key is the striping on them looks like a strip of bacon. They're all opaque, and the color of the bacon stripe can vary a little bit, this and that, but it looks like usually don't go inside, it's on the surface, and it looks like a strip of bacon. And they were all made at St. Mary's. Even the curl of it, if you think of a bacon as a skillet, the curl of the pattern even looks like a strip of bacon.
A strip of bacon does. Here comes Nola Morgan, and she's about to end the bacon discussion with a bang.
Because you don't see them with this extra color. See, it's like the bacon, but it's blue and green both.
Two colors in the base.
Right. St. Mary's Superman. Here's some in here.
Yeah, the Supermen from Alley's, St. Mary's, they're blue opaque base, and they have yellow, orange, and red, and the biggest majority of them have small annealing fractures. The glass, some of the yellow, orange, and red wasn't compatible with the blue, so like the Champion Furnace marbles, a lot of them will end up with annealing fractures. They are out there that don't, but they're hard to find without the annealing fractures, and that's the St. Mary's Alley Superman.
And John Snyder brought some pretty cool marbles that I've never seen in person. These are called Inkies.
Yes, those got the nickname.
What's the description on these?
This got the nickname Inky. They're a white base.
Yeah,
and
really bright white.
People thought it looked like the old ink pens where you dip the pen in the ink.
Yeah.
And it was fine lines and wide lines, and it varied a lot this and that, and it looked like
beautiful detail.
So they got the name Inky, the white base, and different shades of blue to gray, black, blue to gray, and some of them have nice flames on them.
Here's your jelly.
Oh, okay.
I have to look it up again.
Two-part name, I thought.
Nougat.
Nougat's the
Jelly
second.
nougat.
That's it. That's a good example of it.
And that's a transparent yellow on there?
Right.
With solid white and transparent red.
Looks
jelly
like
nougat.
looks like the candy, fruit nougat
It's
candy.
gorgeous.
And isn't this the lemon drop?
Yes.
Oh, that's lemon drop.
Yep, that's a lemon drop.
So that is a translucent sort of seafoam
Lemon,
color.
lemon. That is lemon.
Lemon.
That seafoam is more blue-green. It's just a lemon.
Cool. Alley lemon drop. Find these two.
These are the Alley Giants. It started out with the Alley Jolly Green Giant. And you have to pretty much backlight these marbles to get the effect on them.
Right.
They have venturine. The blue giant is 100 times harder to find than the green giant. And they are soft glass. It's hard to find a good one. They're usually chipped up. It is definitely soft glass, more like an older Indian type marble. But this is the green giant.
Yeah.
And it has not only venturine, but it does have a lot of bubbles. If you look at it, a lot of little bubbles, but it's got a venturine in it. And the white swirl usually gets dark, you don't notice it. But the green giant's a little bit more, not easy to find, but a little more common. The blue giant is really hard to find.
Okay. And they both have their venturine.
Right, and they're all 7/8 size in the 7/8 range.
What factory do you think they came out of? Any idea?
St. Mary's.
Oh, wow.
That's another key we haven't touched on is 98% of all the alley marbles that contain a venturine will be from the St. Mary's location. You find a few oddballs from Pittsburgh, maybe even Sistersville possible, but those are chemical reactions and reactions that occurs naturally, wasn't added. And most of the venturines at
accidentally maybe.
Accidentally. The venturines at St. Mary's, that's what 98% of the venturines in
So all the spruces,
will be
these
St.
giants.
Mary's.
All right.
So it's a key if you got the venturine in it, good chance that it came from St. Mary's.
Purple rain, and that. Let's see how that is. Can you backlight that?
Yeah, makes a difference.
Wow. So it's similar to a curly Kate, right? I mean,
yeah, just a lot busier.
busier.
It's a little bit
And
different.
this happens to be larger.
This is two colors. See the difference in the pinks and the lavender?
Yeah, I do.
Just a bunch of purple.
Okay, cool.
Champion makes one real close to this one. It's a lot darker purple. So you get light on it, it looks almost black, but it's a really dark purple.
Purple rain. In this section of the video, we take a closer look at the legendary Alley Sistersville Marbles. The Sistersville factory was only open for a very short period of time in the early 1930s. And many of the marbles that were produced there were made from a very high quality glass with very distinctive color combinations. These marbles are notoriously hard to find, and certain examples will drive a very high price tag at auction.
Is that red base?
Yep.
He did some red base people don't realize. You need
Is
to.
this Sistersville here?
Yes. And John's got 3 more in
Let's
here.
look at
See right here.
John's. Yeah.
See right here. This has got more of the blue gray in it.
Yeah, mine just had a little touch of blue
Look
in
at
it.
the flashy color on those.
Yeah, like this. These.
Yeah.
That one's really hard because it's got the yellow in it.
I don't have it. I don't have that one. Don't have that one. Nothing close to it.
There's the typical purples, but they're hard to find.
Here.
Oh yeah.
Wow, look how busy that is. That's got 5 colors in it.
Yeah.
These are the ones we say look like. Where is that one? That was this one?
The berry glass.
Yeah.
Pull that light away a little.
Looks like the belly glass.
Yeah, it does. The color's
Here,
bolder though.
got more white in that one. There's another one.
Look at that one.
Oh man almighty. I mean, the colors are like, those contract runs. Like that's how how colorful they are. The JABO contract run stuff.
Yeah. I mean, these are really.
Look at this guy. Huh?
Yep.
Whew. That's hot.
You let him spend a few days. You wait to get to her house too. You can watch him roll out.
Not very many people have seen that case.
Well, if you want, we can share it with the world.
You can share it.
You want to set them over there, Sistersville. Everything there is Sistersville marble.
These are Doug.
Yes.
You guys dug.
All Doug Sistersville.
Well, Ron, thank you so much for helping us walk through these alley nicknames. It's quite a process, is it not?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
so, but-
35 to 40 named alley marbles, but this is a small sampling of what he made, and a lot of John was talking. We were talking earlier that there's a lot of high dollar marbles here, but there is 5 times the marbles, nice marbles and value marbles that he made is what is named. You know,
Yeah,
there's
for nicknames.
So many more
Yeah,
without a name.
Without a nickname, right? They don't need a nickname.
Right. So.
Right, and these none of these are marketed names. These are all hobbyists and collectors.
Right. Allie never put a name on a marble whatsoever, none.